Hey YouTube buddies. Well, it is Sunday, I think it's January the 3rd or 4th. This is my last day down here for the week, and I'm going to do a quick, haven't done a boat tour in probably a couple of months, so let's do a quick boat tour, and I'll show you what all's going on and what all kind of we've done and got going on. So let's spin the camera around and give you a show. Alright, so beginning in the aft cabin, not a lot has changed here. We've changed the bedding. First mate is in love with blankets and quilts and things like that, which, you know, in the wintertime is a good thing. It gets down to mid to low 40s here, which I know is like nothing to you guys back east, so we're not going to brag about our cold weather. But with the quilts and all that she has picked out for this and put together, it stays really toasty. And the worst thing about sleeping back here in this comfortable bed is not wanting to get up in the morning. We've got tons of pillows. And the TV I mounted several months ago. It's kind of become useless because we don't watch it. We can watch DVDs on it, and we've got stuff back in the corner, a Wii, which we've got all the old games on from all the old previous consoles we can play. Temporarily, the ship's library is up here. Clock with with keys inside. This guy we still don't know what to do with. We're not sure if we want to buy a few more of these and use them for storage. They're kind of small. It's kind of more of a showpiece. It's real teak, and it looks really nice, but we just have to find a use for it or not. You see the holes from the swim ladder in the back. We're probably going to incorporate another swim ladder, so I'm not going to fill these holes in yet until I talk to the arch guy, because he would be making the steel swim ladder that would go on the back of the boat. I took the old one off, and it was in tatters. Here's my shelf. That's kind of sort of first mate's, although we sleep athwartships. This is mainly where we keep all our stuff. DVDs. I've got an old CB radio here, which I'm going to maybe incorporate. I used to collect them years ago. I may incorporate this into the communication system just to have an alternate. These things with some portables are good for ship to shore. And up here we have just various other junk that's laying around that has to be cleaned up. Here's a little bench seat on this side. This is kind of a no man's land. I can put things there as a cushion there, but this is nice to sit on and read. It's actually more comfortable than it looks. First mate also has one. She has those are her drawers. We have a drawer underneath here, and these are mine. And then we've got a hanging locker, which cabinet man Brett is going to build us some doors for. We've got storage behind here. Moving into the head, which this is going to be our next place for attention. I have to fix the slide on that. This is where the water heater was. I have to build a shelf out in there, which will still leave me access to the bilge pump in the rear of the transmission. This guy is the pump out for the holding tank, which was never, it's installed, but it was never put through the deck. Probably been like that for quite a few years. It was like that when we got the boat, obviously. Liquor storage back here. That's going to move. Glasses for the liquor cabinet. Just storage baskets up here for personal items. I've installed a new shower head that works just beautifully back here. Makes it a pleasure to take a shower. This is our old medicine cabinet, which we brought over from the Columbia because we really like that. We got that at Minnie's, and I installed a solar vent fan in here. Of course, interesting little light setup they have here. Off, 1, 2, both, and off. Those are, of course, LEDs. Lighting back here includes here, everything's been replaced with LEDs. This is actually 110. but it's got an LED bulb in it, which, you know, I may rewire that for 12 volts just because I like that. I've had that since I was in Texas. Alright, moving forward. On the left we have water storage, and I have my water maker temporarily kind of sitting up on here. I think I'm going to mount it in there. Below here is a big storage area that right now is just used for wine. We've got a bunch of wine in there. Underneath the steps we got the generator, 3 fire extinguishers, which are going to be cleaned up, and those will be mounted. Engine room, pretty decent size. I don't think you can really see it very well, but anyway, diesel tank, water tank, starboard water tank, the diesel, 5,000 watt inverter, battery charger, etc., etc., etc. Probably do more detail on this guy in the future. Nav station, don't look at that, it's a mess. But actually, no, this is, of course, going to get cleaned off. I bought this seat from a gentleman that I met on Facebook in Florida that has one of these, and it's kind of almost useful. I'm trying to figure out how to make it more useful. Storage, which used to have the old CNG tanks in there. I'm going to use this for flares and for things that are pertinent to the, you know, maps and things pertinent to the nav station. My electronics, my Simrad, AIS, VHF, and distress, Raymarine, GPS, radar, and depth sounding. I've got a Raymarine GPS distress handheld there. Got my satellite 800, which is good for receiving weather facts. And I've got my ham radio kind of underneath over there, that is 80 meters through, through 10 meters. And I am a ham. I'm a licensed ham, so. Anyway, more storage underneath. Right now we've got rice and beans in there. This little propane stove is going to plumb in to where I can have it hanging somewhere, maybe back behind or someplace on the galley, so that when the first mate wants to can things, we will pull it out. Microwave may not stay there, probably won't. Anyway, into the galley. You guys have seen this before. By the way, that door, Brett the cabinet man took it so that he could match up the Formica. So we'll get that back from him next time he comes down. This is going to be changed out. The faucet is this is a cheap plastic thing. We're going to put a nice marine grade galley faucet in there. So this guy is actually plumbed to a freshwater tank that's up in the V berth. That tank, I think I mentioned in previous videos, is just got a line that comes and is plumbed directly into this pump. That V berth tank is probably 60-ish gallons, should have been plumbed into the rest of the system. I don't understand this for the life of me, so I'm going to redo it and make it what it should be. The stove, Force 10 stove, we just recently bought and installed. Storage back here for all your basic things you're going to need right at the kitchen. Plates, saucers, all that good stuff. All our pans and so forth are up here. And spices on the spice rack, knives. Cold plate. I installed the cold plate. This is the refrigerator. This is a Technonics cold plate. I'm going to do a year after installation review on this thing, how I feel about it a year later. And I can tell you now, it's not going to be anything but good things I say about this. It's turned all the way down on the lowest setting, and we're hitting about probably 31 degrees in parts of the refrigerator and well below freezing down below. Compressor installed down here. The cabinets that we had put in for various things. She's got her silverware. This is an adjustable sliding drawer that we got. We're probably gonna kind of affix it at a certain slide, but right now we're still getting used to all these things. Various kitchen utensils, saran, foil, etc., etc. These drawers are still real tight because they're new. Towels and various things down in there. This is our pantry, which has lots and lots of canned goods and various things. A lot of this stuff is going to move around. We're still acclimating to the organized storage. More stuff down here. One of my only weaknesses in life that's very unhealthy. Various things for the kitchen here. Spare gas stove. We have 2 of those. Chopper. Down beneath here, more storage. Lots of cans. Around to the settee area. Can storage. Tons of can storage. Right now, empty. All along the back. This is where the battery banks are. I've got 2 standard batteries in here right now. We're going to have 4 up here, and then 1 I'm going to mount up in the chain locker right under the windlass, so it's right there. There are wires run for additional batteries over here, so I could put 6 or 8 batteries in here with no problem. Switching and breakers, battery voltage, battery switch, 2 bilge pumps for the 2 different bilges. Corrosion inhibiting system. So that pretty well takes care of this area. There's going to be a lot of changes we're going to do up here. And, going to be redoing this floor. First mate wants to do that this coming weekend. So there you have the galley. Now First Mate has made the decision that she doesn't want to keep this floor. This was a great practice for her. It looked really, really nice until she did the black, and for some reason it bled under the tape. And but of course, I mean, that's what we were walking on before we even put this down. This was completely her deal, her design. She cut the wood, she did everything. I did videos on that. But yeah, we were going to trim it out and fix all the trim, but we're going to go ahead and pull it up and do teak and holly in here. Brett's going to do the teak and holly. We've already paid for that, other than just the sheet of teak and holly it's going to take. This trim piece is going to be probably painted and probably cut here, and I'm taking that out. And this is all going to be retrimmed back up, not using this pine trim from Home Depot that was nailed in. Formica, this color Formica that we're using in the kitchen is going to go on these guys. Also going to go up here, and we're thinking about using more of this Formica where this older textured stuff is. So this area, oddly enough, this is interesting. This area is behind it is this guy. There's an open area behind here. Now I've seen people just cut this out, box it in, and use it for a library. So we're thinking about the ship's library there. Major area there, probably 5 feet long by 2 feet by about a foot tall, with nothing in it. Okay, moving forward to the V-berth. On the right hand side we have the other side of what used to be the pilot berth area, which wasn't original to this boat. These boats, this was a cabinet. This is going to be the sail locker. This will be cleaned up. Everything in here will have its own place. Below here is a bunch of storage. We've got a bunch of rice and other storage in here, down here. But this will be the sail locker. We've got about 6 extra sails, and we'll keep our life jackets in here too. It will be organized, and we will put proper latches and trim work on this. On the left-hand side, the port side, we have the forward head. This is a decent-sized head. It's interesting. It's probably more comfortable to take a shower in this guy than it is to take a shower in the aft head. This is roomier. Holding tank is under there. It's an electric flush toilet, which is nice. But yeah, this is actually a really comfortable head to shower in and use. V-berth. Okay. Daughter Justice slept here a couple of nights ago. She came down with this. And so this side is straightened up and cleaned up. This is First Mate's mess. And of course that wiring's got to be dressed up too. So that's my mess. But yeah, this is going to be cleaned up. We're not going to use this for storage. We are storing a bunch of stuff on this side. And there are all our old oil lamps that we inherited with the boat which I've gone through and kind of cleaned up all the stuff on the inside. They weren't too bad, and they all work. And of course, LED light. So, chain locker, 150 feet of brand new high strength chain, about 150 to 200 feet of road, and the new windlass. I installed the new windlass here about 6 months ago. So, and it's wired in. Installed the foot switch. It's all working. So that is what we've got up there for ground tackle. We've got a great big CQR anchor that we inherited with the boat, and I have a spare 33-pound Bruce. Down beneath, there's a lift-up panel under the cushion here. Storage packed full of flour and rice on this side. Storage under here, under this cushion. Beans, rice. We got too much rice. Drawer space under here and under here that we're not even utilizing yet. And of course, a nice hatch up there which you can open up. The carpet throughout the walls, we're going to clean all of that. It's in fair shape, but we're going to clean it and make sure it doesn't have any musty smells. So anyway, there you have it. That's thus far the boat tour. I'll go into more detail on the engine and engine room tour at a future date. But that's pretty much it, guys. There you have it. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I will be glad to answer whatever questions you got going on. You guys take care, and we will talk to you soon.